So, thought I'd jump on here. We're in California, and I felt like it was a good time to tell a story. And what kind of spawned this was we were driving down the highway, and you could smell just so much weed. And you could see how so many people, I mean, you go anywhere. We went outside of Roscoe's and somebody was smoking. We parked our car, somebody was smoking. Went to my mom's house, somebody was smoking. You name it, somebody smoking. Even in Arizona, you drive down to 10, you can just smell weed big time. And I'm telling you this, I used to like to partake. So I consider myself like a baby toker. I wasn't like big time. I just thought it took the edge off. And I grew up that way, so I felt like it was just normal. And I had an experience, so I was playing golf, and this guy was like, so I'm gonna call this the Jeter experience. This guy was like, man, I got a Jeter. I'm thinking, a Jeter, what's that? I'm playing golf, we having fun. He's like, hey, you don't care if I smoke? I'm like, no. I said, actually, I might hit it with you. So we hit to like hole 6, and this dude pops it out this little container, and I'm like, oh, okay. He hits it a couple of times. He hands it to me. And he hands it to me, and it feels like uneven, like it didn't feel right. And I'm like, this feels different. So based on the fact it had a different name, I'm going to take baby toke. So I didn't long hit it. I coughed, handed it back to him. Ooh, that gave me heartburn. I coughed, I handed it back to him. And we were waiting until the golf course was packed. The golf course was packed. And mine just like hole 6. So we were waiting to go to hole 7. So we sitting there, we watching other people tee off. It's a par 3. We watching other people tee off. And I'm sitting, I'm driving. And man, I'm saying this, whatever the hell it was, it just started coming over me. I'm like, oh shoot. I'm leaning on the steering wheel. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, really, okay. So we get to go around to the other tee box. You would be right here on this green, and the other green was right there. So we had to go around. As we go around, I'm sitting in the golf cart, and I'm like, it's our time to tee off. And I look over my buddy. He's like, oh my God, bro, you look like a black Asian. And I'm thinking, I knew. I couldn't see through my eyelashes. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I can't see through my eyelashes. So I get up, and it's our time to tee off. I go and I grab my club, pull my club out the bag, and I go set my ball up. And I can tell you, it was a whole nother person that pulled that club out the bag. I got up there and I looked, did my little, what'd you call it? I did my little, no, what do you call it? My routine. I did my little routine. I kept on looking, and I just wasn't feeling it no more. I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna skip this hole. So I skipped the hole, and I felt like telling my man, I said, hey, you should drive, but I felt like I was being a sissy. So I drove, went to the next hole. So after I waited, so it took like 8 minutes for them to tee off. I think it was like a par 4, so it took probably 5 shots, 6 shots, however many shots it took to get there. When we finished, we got to the next hole, and I tried to hit the ball, and it was like I could not see the ball. I couldn't figure out where I was going. Nothing was right. I mean, nothing was right. So I told my boy, we got the hole, so that was 6, 7, 8. He was like, man, I think after this hole, I think we should be done. And I was thinking the same thing. And like I told you, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, hey, I'm gonna take a baby tote. And that baby tote, thank goodness I didn't take a long hit. So when we finished, I grabbed my bag, I went to my car, I sat in the car for about 20 minutes. And I was like, should I call my wife? I said, well, it's like, I looked at the my GPS. It said 38 minutes to get home. I'm like, damn, that's a long time for me to get home. Like, what am I going to do? So I sat there, and I was like, you know what? Find a QT. So I found a QT. The QT was probably about 7 minutes away. So I get in the car. So I'm in the car. I drive, and mind you, I'm like, oh no, like what have I done to myself? I get to the QT. I get me a Coke Icy, and I sit there and I drink it. And I'm like taking my time because I'm trying to get my faculties together. I keep drinking it, and I finish it. That's how long I sat there. So you know how you get brain freeze and all that. I sat there that long drinking it. So I drank it, and I'm like, okay. I finally felt like I was all right. So I start driving. As I'm driving, I just start thinking, man, I need another icy. I wanted to avoid the freeway because the freeway is going to take long. But I got on the freeway, and I went to another Circle K, a QT, and I got another icy. And I sat there, and I drank most of it. And then from that point, because I had shortened the distance, I was able to get home. I got home, took off my clothes. My wife was in the living room somewhere. I walked past. You can't really, somebody comes in the garage, you can walk right into the bedroom. I walked right in the bedroom, turn the shower on, take off my clothes, get in the shower, and I sit on the ledge, letting the water hit me. And I promise you, I felt like I was going to die. Like I said, what is going on? So it was about 3:00 when I got home. So I got into bed, and I went to sleep. And I woke up at like 3 a.m. So this is 3 p.m. I woke up like 3. She said she checked me to make sure I was good, because I was out. And so that day, I said, I will never do this again. And I'm saying I went cold turkey. I haven't done it. I haven't had any desire to do it. I just said, that's it for me, because I don't know what was in that. But if that's what they're giving to people in America, I heard people mention, now that I've told this story to people say, oh, yeah. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's what's wrong with you. And I think about it, the rest of America, if this stuff is legal, if they're letting people do this, that's what's wrong with America. Like it's definitely a problem. And I guess I was part of the problem, because I was thinking that, hey, this is harmless and that should be fine. And I wasn't fine. Like I'm saying, I really wasn't fine. It messed with me to the level that I'm never going to do it again. And then here's the crazy thing. So the whole point of why I had did it before is because, for one, it felt like it was normal because everybody did it around me. But then, two, I felt like it improved my performance. I felt like it dug deeper into my brain. It made me more creative. It gave me all these things. And I operated off that for a long time. And then when I stopped, and someone said, it's going to take you a while, probably a couple of months, for it to get out your system and for you to just feel like you and who you are. But what I can tell you, so here's what I can attest to. Whoever told me that was right. And my job performance went through the roof. So I think and my dreams. So I dream a ton now. When I go to sleep now, my mind is, I'm having stories. I'm having full go stories, waking up like it was real. And I know that's just my neurons in my brain. I probably had put them to sleep or whatever the hell I had done over time. But my neurons in my brain are reconnecting, and it's giving me that REM. So I'm not a great sleeper, but I sleep a lot better. When I am sleep, I'm more sound sleep, if that makes sense. Like I'm going into a zone where my body is really recovering. I just say that to say this, that don't be fooled because they legalize something. Legalize something don't make it okay. Smoking cigarettes still give you cancer. And they're legal. So it's something to think about. To all the young people out there, don't be fooled, because I'm an old fool. So don't be fooled, and improve yourself. Take care, y'all. Deuces.